Mehran, software engineer with Dong Energy. So keep the mic close to your mouth.
Okay. And okay. Does that work, right? Yeah. Okay. Hi everyone. Sorry. Hi everyone. I know you're a bit tired, so I just try to share my experience and make it short. I'm a software developer doing some sort of enterprise web development in my company, but in my free time, I'm just a hobbyist. I go to the, let's say, world of game development, and mainly I work with Unity as a game engine. So recently, recently I started my experience in VR using the Google Cardboard. That now you know how it works. But my first experience with VR with this Google Cardboard was a bit painful. If you ask how it was, I can say, well, I didn't jump into the website to download the Unity integration SDK, and then I tried to make my own Unity software for Google Card. And this Google Cardboard has a very, let's say, sophisticated and easy to use at the same time SDK that you can use. But I just jumped into the development for this and tried to make something that is somehow mimic the stereo vision. So what I did, I just think that I just thought that if we have two eyes and we have different stereoscopic view of everything, then in Unity also you can create your own sets of cameras. So what I created is to create a simple game object. I just put two cameras inside and try to add, let's say, because in Unity you can create a camera that only is take one half of the screen or any part of the screen that you want. So I created two cameras and split the screen, and what happened at the end, I just added a simple script that get the distance between these two cameras from me as a parameter. And then I just replaced my classic camera with this combination of two cameras just to see how it works. And then tried publishing to Android and then tested. This was the demo that I started testing. It was actually, let's say, free demo, and I put the camera in just inside the car. So I expected to see something really immersive, and I actually did. But I, yeah, this was really painful. So later I decided to experience something a bit better. I thought maybe this is a Google Cardboard problem, because I didn't know what was the problem. So I thought maybe this is a good jump. I just ordered this Oculus Rift, and as you can see, Oculus Rift already support two major game engine, and yeah, I try to share how you can start, because somehow starting with Oculus Rift is a bit not straightforward. There is a website, and the thing that you need to install is just to go and download the SDK. And there is a runtime. These two pieces of code, actually when you install the runtime, is necessary for executing any sort of demo application. And SDK already contains all the libraries or packages that you need to bring into your applications or games. Here is the page for downloads in website of Oculus Rift. The first part of the application, the first libraries that you need is these two. This is runtime and SDK. I just downloaded the Windows part, so you can adjust what you need. Here, another part that you also need it. This is actually, if necessary, if you want to work with Unity. If you work with another game engine, they only have support for these two at the moment: Unreal Engine and Unity. So these two packages, if you are a developer for Unity, is necessary. I can say one of them at least. But once you get the library and unzip it, then these two packages will come into your PC. And the first one is for when you want to create a new game. The second one is actually including the first one, but an extra demo also. And okay, this is simply like any other package in Unity. You can go and import it, and when you import, you actually got 3 folders, and finally you have the demo here, correct? The first thing is, that I experienced with my Oculus Rift was to jump into this SDK, got this demo, and then finally watch this scene. But what happened next? Yeah, I just run the application and got a bunch of errors, a lot of exceptions, and I didn't know what to do, how to fix it. And you know, when there are several technologies, each of them are bleeding edge, and they are dependent to each other. So we have a Unity engine from one side, and we have Oculus Rift SDK from the other side. Also, if you have installed something like, let's say, Leap Motion or other stuff in your PC, then all these libraries somehow are dependent together. And the result could be something like this. And okay, in these scenarios, there is no solution unless you find the, let's say, patch, or wait for a short time unless the company, this one or that one, give you the solution. But for me, something like this solved my problem. And finally, I published the executable and saw it in my Oculus Rift. But it's actually a bunch of problems. I can say what I personally experienced with this sort of developments. First one, I noticed this is a very heavy device. When you put it in your head, it's actually annoying. Sort of pains and headache. A lot of wires, as other speakers also mentioned. It's very annoying. It's actually, you need a big workspace and a lot of time to deal with this. And hardware and software incompatibility issues, as I said. The third one is limited support for game engine. If you are a game developer or content designer and game engine that you want is not listed. For example, CryEngine is a very nice game engine, but it still has no support. Not official support, but there are some workaround. So ID crashes, demo crashes, and I've personally seen that for some reason the Decade 1 demos are not, let's say, directly runnable in your Decade 2. You need to somehow set your device. And because each demo that you download for the first time may be compiled against older SDKs with your Oculus Rift, then it might not work with your runtime. Then this sort of incompatibilities has a real issue. And another problem that I experienced with displays, I personally have a laptop, work with it in my home and everywhere, and I also use another monitor that is actually this one is a touch screen graphical tablet, so I use it for drawing. But at the same time, when I installed the runtime, I noticed there is a third monitor added to my list of displays, and this is the Oculus Rift virtual screen. And what it does is actually bring the Oculus Rift display as another display for you. So you cannot see it unless you wear the device, and also you need to some sort of a screen movement that I will explain about that. There are some more problems like frame rate, performance issues in your game. As already mentioned, the workflow for creating contents is not easy, because in normal game development you just need to sit against your monitor, but here you also need to wear the device, put it in your head, and this putting and taking out is really hard if you want to repeat it several times. And for me it was not an easy workflow, especially if you want to still work with your keyboard while it's in your eyes. You need to find a hole just below the screen and then try to locate the keys, something like that. Anyway, another thing that is annoying is improper contents and mechanics that use in Oculus Rift product. It could be that you select an improper content or subject for creating your new demo. This is a real issue that you may experience. Okay, this is to explain what I have regarding the problems with Oculus Rift display. If you want to test your scene, what you will do? First thing is to test on your PC monitor. Of course, it doesn't give you a sense of what is happening. It's not a real 3D scenario. And the second one is to publish and test it. This is time consuming. The third one is to enable Oculus Rift Virtual Monitor. There is an option that you always can see, can check it. Here you see I selected extend desktop to HMD. This is actually for the first version of Oculus, and it works with version DK1, right? if you turn on this, then you will get that third or second display, and then it's easy to use this monitor. This is how to test in your actually virtual monitor. You need to set the display mode, and then need to actually change the floating mode, change the window, game window to floating mode, and then you need to bring it somehow out of the space to the right or left based on the software or OS display orientation, and then maximize the game window. Thus you can see your game actually running inside the Unity. That's a main issue for me when I was trying to test my games or scenes during the gameplay without publishing. Okay, and how to integrate Oculus Rift into your project is so easy. It's just to choose the first package. As you can see, the first package, I said this actually includes the main contents of the library. You double click and get it into your project. Then there are two prefabs. And you know, this prefab OVR player controller actually includes the cameras that I showed you in the first screen. Then you no longer need your normal camera. Actually, that replaces your normal camera, and you can bring a stereo camera into your scene. That's enough. And I just want to mention all these best practices, but it is repetitive subjects. But these are the 4 main subjects that are recommended by Oculus. What is important for your users or game players is to have a smooth, enjoyable experience without any pain or suffer or negative sense or emotion. I think this is the best thing that you can present to them. Of course, there are some other usages of this also, but it's up to you. If you want to give your user a positive user experience, it's always recommended. And yes, this is somehow referring to in different way of interaction with Oculus Rift. If you search, you will find a lot of things. Actually, as a normal developer, I just try to get lip motion and real sense recently. And what I did with lip motion is, what I did with lip motion was a simple test. I still have not created any content with it, but I found it very good and controllable technology. Of course, it has some problems when you track, when you actually move your hands. If you take your hand a bit far from your eye, then you get some sort of disorientation. But still, it's acceptable. But personally, I didn't. Sorry. Personally, I didn't find the real sense as accurate as I was expected. So at the moment, I want to go to this line to combine the usage of lip motion with Oculus Rift in Unity. I hope this short experience help you if you want to start working with your own experience, try to start any content or game. it's not so hard, and also the devices are not so expensive. The device, I think it's around 400, 450. I'm not sure. And the leap motion is around 100. You can easily take it and start. And Unity is free. If you are a developer and you like this digital world, you can be the god of the new world you create. That's it. Thank you very much.